What's up, guys? Alex Text Kate back finally with another new review. It was a very long end of the competition season for us, followed by some big hunting events. So I'm back out here now, and I got my boy Ryan with me. Ryan and I, also known as T-Bone. That's a story of its own. We shoot major matches all over the country together, and I've watched Ryan for the last couple of years just kick ass with the M&P 2.0. Since that time, I have noticed that there is multiple other guys of very high level who run them and love them. So I decided to get Ryan out here with me today to bring a couple of his M&Ps, and we are going to go ahead and test them. And I'm going to give my reaction on them, and I'm going to show you how this guy runs them. So the main one that I brought out today, or that he has brought out for me, is going to be just your standard M&P 2.0 here, but he's got a acro on top from Aimpoint. He runs these for his work, for carry, and for competition, so obviously there's reasons that he has things like this. But besides that, it is a pretty stock gun. Now, before we start shooting, and I want to talk about it just for a second. You guys can look all this stuff up online, of course, but I'm going to talk about the things that I think matter. So it is a 5.7 inch height with a 1.16 width. It also has an 18-degree grip angle, as well as these really nice, now he shoots this one, so there's some nice chalk bent into it, but just a little bit. But it comes with 4 interchangeable back straps, and it all has this really nice grip stippling here. It's like grip tape. Honestly, the ergonomics on this gun is one of my favorite across all polymer platforms. Outside of that, it is a stainless steel barrel as well that comes black nitrided, and the flat face trigger breaks at what? 2 3/4, 3 pounds, 3 pounds about, I want to say.
Stock trigger is around 6.5.
Around 6.5. Okay,
6.5.
So that's quite a bit. But for a duty gun, as many would see it right out of the box, it is still a lot better than a Glock. I'm just saying. And I think a lot of us know my stance on Glocks. Great guns, but I don't like them. But anyway, we're going to do a little bit of shooting here. I got some 135s, some 124s. We're going to be using a 15-pound recoil spring on this gun, do a little bit of testing here, and then he brought a Monsoon Tactical Ported 2.0 that we are also going to test out and show you guys. So, without further ado, I say we get into it a little bit.
Yeah,
let's do it. All right, so we are both going to do a little bit of shooting. I got some, like I said, 124s. Some 135s, and I'm going to rip a little bit here. He's got some 124s as well from Freedom.
147.
Oh, sorry. He's got 147s here from Freedom. These are some 124 Freedoms and some 135 Summit City loads that I did myself. So let's get after it. We've got a steel challenge stage out here right now, and let's just give her some rounds. I mean, I like that ergonomic a lot. It feels a lot more natural than a lot of the other polymer guns that I've picked up. Well, now I see why you do so good in matches. These are awesome. I am honestly I want one. For a polymer gun, that is one of the nicest feeling ergonomics that I have felt, especially for having these monster hands. I like that a lot. All right. Tell you what, those are 124 Freedoms. Now Ryan's going to slap in some 147s and rip it a little bit. Show him how it's done, Ryan.
You can tell the trigger, I'm not super used to this trigger because of the poundage on it. This trigger definitely is a big upgrade compared to the older trigger, which was curved. They did a little bit of new engineering on this one, where it's more of almost like a Glock style trigger, where it's got the trigger safety built in. Then it deactivates just like that. There's about 3 walls in this trigger compared to the normal curved one.
Yeah, I definitely have to say that trigger, it reminds me a lot of the Walther. How Walther came out with that performance trigger that they have in all the new PDPs, and it's just like I was saying about Glocks. It is just that Glock was really that standard of polymer gun trigger, and at this point, between what Walther and what Smith & Wesson has done, it has just absolutely gotten so much better on all of these polymer guns.
Yeah, this trigger is definitely a big upgrade compared to the hinged curved trigger. There was no trigger safety built into it. It was like a 2-part curve, it was horrible. They definitely did a good job with this. I think copied Glock a little bit, then went after Walther on their kind of design. This trigger is a little bit thicker, which isn't a terrible thing. You got big hands.
But it feels good. So here, let me see. I'm going to put some 135s through it and see what difference it made. Because although it was snappy, even with the 124s, just like with the Walther, it's snappy, but it doesn't matter how much it pops. It matters if it comes back.
Yeah,
right?
Return to center, yeah.
Return to center is everything, especially for us in competition when we are running at full speed, trying to go pop and put 2 right there as fast as we can accurately. So here's again some 135 Summit Cities. We're going to try those out.
That ammo is pretty good. You can definitely tell the difference between all the ammo. That one's returning the gun right to center.
Yeah, so those 135 Summit City loads that I do for my DWX are definitely a big win on this platform. I know what my loads will be when I get mine. And just while I'm at it, I'm going to fire a couple of his 147s just to show a little bit of the difference. And that felt great too. Snappier, but direct return. Now I see why.
The 147s are a little bit hotter from Freedom and LAX, but I like them.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched Ryan use these for tens of thousands of rounds over the years, and while I'm sitting there messing with my custom loads, this dude just buys these 147s from Freedom, stuffs it in the gun, and kicks ass. So, that is just. If you were thinking about getting an M&P 2.0, do it. Honestly, and for what? The price point's about 700, 680?
Probably less than that right now. Yeah, the prices definitely went down since they first released them. So it's definitely a little bit cheaper than Glock, which is nice.
Yeah. For just like the Walthers, again, I think the PDP and the 2.0 are the 2 most high-level comparable guns at their price point.
Yeah.
I would take this, and this is my bias aside, because I loved shooting my Sig Sauer before it went boom, but for $600-700, PDP or M&P, you cannot go wrong with either. I would reel the Canic Rival in there too, because a lot of guys love those. I liked it a lot. Now I had the Terran one that had its issues, but I still liked it. I would say all 3 of those guns are on the same category, and I have a Walther. I think this is my favorite of the 3. Hands down is going to be the 2.0 here. Haha.
And something else that puts it aside from Glock is the metal magazine, not the polymer. So it can get dirty, chalked up, whatever. It's going to fall out of the gun compared to the polymer getting all gunked up.
Now the only thing I will say for the guys that I've noticed, and you tell me because you've really dealt with just like with any platform, when we run them to 30, 40,000 rounds, that's when you'll start seeing the things that platform may need. Everything has their little thing that needs to get done. It doesn't make them better or worse than another, in my opinion. It's just the necessary maintenance to that particular platform. Have you ran into anything that I've seen, but I'll let him answer? 'Cause what would you say is the one, if any, for people to make sure that they watch out for? And again, not saying anything negative about it. It's just if you're going to get one, you want to run it hard like him or Hunter Constantine or our buddy Ben Sonstrom from Storm Training and Consulting. They all do awesome with these guns. So this is not to discourage you from it, but Ryan, if someone's going to get into this, what is the one thing that you would say to make sure that you maintain or pay attention to make sure you don't end up with issues in a match?
The biggest issue, I didn't know what the issue was. I was having malfunction. I was like, what is the issue? And I started replacing stuff. But what made the difference was the striker spring. I think I was reaching about 20,000 to 30,000 rounds in my competition gun, which I use for both training and competition. And it was the striker spring. The striker spring started getting worn out. I was getting light primer strikes, but once I changed that, I've had zero issues, knock on wood, which is phenomenal.
That's plastic, but okay.
Yeah. Same concept.
Yeah, I watched him deal with this at multiple national events, multiple area events.
It was the wear part. It was on my fault. I should have replaced it. Yeah, the striker spring is probably the number one the wear item.
The main wear item would be the striker spring.
Yep.
Okay, good to know. So when you buy your M&P 2.0, make sure you order an extra striker spring.
Yep, that's at 30,000 rounds. I mean,
that's after a bit.
Yeah. Competition full time, training full time,
law enforcement full time.
Yeah. These guns get ran.
All in all, I would definitely say, at first touch for me, I love this thing. I try not to review guns that I'm going to hate, cuz why? Why bring a gun out here just to tell you guys how horrible it is, unless it is really a controversial topic, and that is what you guys are looking for. Otherwise, I really just try to bring some of the best guns out there, even when it's something you may not have guessed would be, and guys out here who use them regularly. I can tell you how I feel, first impression, but this guy uses them year-round and has for 3-4 years. So I figured it was best to bring him out here, get an idea, and what we're actually going to do now, because the envelope has been pushed on the Smith & Wesson 2.0s. There's a company out there called Monsoon Tactical, and some of our buddies shoot for them. So we got to start to see some of the beautiful Cerakote work and porting work that they do. So Ryan decided he would bring out his Monsoon Special, which is a Monsoon Tactical ported with what ports?
It has the DIMEBAG port, which is 10 small ports on the top of the barrel and one window cut in the top of the slide.
Okay. So we're going to pull that out real quick and fire some rounds out of that and see how it compares just to the stock M&P. All right, so here it is. This is the Monsoon Tactical M&P 2.0 with the dime port. So as you can see there's 10 ports up in the side there, or in the top, with a big window cut on the slide. It has got an absolutely beautiful cartoon style Cerakote done on it.
The Cerakote job is called Initial D. It's like Japanese cartoon.
Oh yeah, it's like anime. That's right. It's the anime style. That's what it is. So, all right. Well, again, I've got some 124s. It's those 135s we like so much, and Ryan's got some 147s in there that he's gonna try. So, let's see how the ported gun acts. Is very tight tolerances. So Ryan informed me before I did this, make sure you rack that thing fast, because otherwise it's not going to chamber.
Yeah, the barrel in it's an Apex tactical barrel, which you gunsmith fit to the gun.
Right.
Which has a very tight tolerance, which improves the accuracy of the gun.
Right. So as you can see here, Apex grade. I will never not be like this when I shoot extremely compensated guns, like an open gun. I'm like a kid in a candy store. Holy shit. Let's try the 135s real quick. I mean, you can see just how wonderful that is. It barely moves. The weak.
Going nowhere. With your load?
Yep, that was with the 135 loads that I do.
Yeah,
that was incredible. Nice. Now Ryan's gonna run some 147s. Yeah, even one-handed. That's
the dot doesn't even move.
No, it's open gun.
Out of ammo on it.
And you're out of ammo.
Do some weak hand. Show you.
Like even one-handed, the thing is barely moving.
That dot does not move. The DIMEBAG does a really good job.
I mean, to be able to double tap one-handed like that.
It's incredible.
I will tell you what I think I have decided I'm going to do. So I've been getting a little bit more. We shoot IDPA around here as well. This is going to be my new IDPA gun. I'm going to do some DIMEBAG porting on a M&P 2.0. Run that inner waistband. I've been contemplating getting a Shadow 2 compact for it and doing the same thing. I mean, as much as that would be awesome, for the price, I just can't not do this. No. For the price, in reality, I could buy one for 600 something bucks. How much did the porting and whatnot cost?
Porting and Cerakote, I think about $300-400.
See, $300-400, you're at $1,000. You were at $1K. This shoots 1,000 times better than that Terran Tactical combat. I was so disappointed in that thing. This is how a real comped polymer gun reported. Either way, gassed polymer gun should fire. So, all in all, I am absolutely in love with these M&Ps. One thing I do want to mention is with these coming optics ready, they do come with seven different optic plates in the box. So you don't have to deal with and unfortunately with Walther you do. You get the gun and then email them and tell them which one you want and they send it to you. Okay? Shadow 2s, at least the ones I got, never came with a plate. So they sold an optics ready gun with no plates. You had to find one yourself, right? I really like the package that M&P offers, and then the amount of aftermarket support for them is phenomenal. I'm getting me one of these, and now I know why he shoots them. But Brian, you got anything to add before we close out?
A couple other little things. This trigger in here is also an Apex. It's about 3 pounds, 3 walls. You can definitely find that final wall compared to some of the other aftermarket triggers. It's not spongy. There's a definite wall. As soon as you get to that final wall, trigger breaks, which is phenomenal. And on the plate, I upgraded the plate a little bit to a calculated kinetics plate, which eliminates the chamber indicator, because sometimes you'll get gas buildup running these really hard on the optic itself compared to the stock plate. This eliminates some of that and blocks that. And this plate's a little bit thicker, and also the screws. Another big thing is the screws on top takes a bigger
larger thread.
Larger thread, and it's a bigger star bit, so you don't have to worry about that, finding that special one. It comes with all the tools with it. And so
bigger than a 440, let's put it that way. Mounting screws are bigger than a 440, which is awesome.
That's definitely phenomenal.
So hell yeah. Ryan, thanks for bringing these out, man. I really appreciate it. And yeah, about that optic thing, he ain't kidding. I watch him clean his guns before we go out to a match in the hotel room, and it's like, how do you even see through that thing? Yeah. It's completely blacked out. So on this one, him getting rid of that, I can still see through his optic after shooting a couple magazines, which is phenomenal. So again, Ryan, thank you so much for bringing these out, man. I highly recommend these M&Ps. If you have any questions on them further, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, get with me. If I can't answer the question, he can. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is Alex Text Kate. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, please. And I will see you guys next time.
Thank you.